field of quality testing of herbal drugs, survey, collection, identification of food drugs and medicinal plants. Madam is having knowledge about development and maintenance of botanical reference standards and management of museum and herbarium, documentation and information system. Madam has worked in many institutions like Central Council for Research in Homeopathy and Food Research and International Laboratory, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and Department of Botany, MMS PG College. Mill has published many research papers, review articles, research abstracts in national and international reviews of journals. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Today my topic is how to ensure the quality in water data is with basically yesterday we wanted to go through the parameters which is required for the application by Dr. Jeffrey Matt. Already explained about that which kind of parameter we initiate during the application of the water the monograph. So here I just discussed that we know that for the any raw materials, any monograph development raw materials is maybe a specific cost because the authentication or the development is start from the raw material. As you know that when we start our day with our tea, property that we all know that ingredients, water, tea, milk and sugar. These are the basic essential requirements for the any kind of tea. That cardamom, ginger, black pepper is a value addition. If we add something for enhance their quality or enhance their property, that comes under the value addition. And for anything required equipment, process or service, these all are the part of the for the production or we can say the kind of production required all things. That first required ingredients, second equipment and process and that it's ready for producer to the service. So, if you get a thing which are really good, that time you feel happy. Or if the things are not as you want, that time we feel sick. So, the things will depend on the quality. Actually, the all games depend on the quality. When we talk the quality, that composition factor, I already talked that for the composition required ingredients, different process value addition. And factor is totally depends on 4M, that is the material, machine, method, and method. Now the question is coming that can we control and ensure the quality? Yes, of course. Why do we need to control the quality or ensure the quality? To ensure the safety or efficacy of the drug. And how can we ensure the safety and quality or efficacy? With help of quality standards or raw material or process. Actually, quality control cases drugs is connected with the different steps. That first we can say the raw material that comes under the good agricultural collection practices, then good manufacturing process, quality control raw material, and good storage practices. Actually, we can say good agricultural and storage practice comes under the authentication of raw materials. That's first step, and regulatory is required for the enforcement. Now, we all know that our system is basically depend on the plant origin, animal origin, mineral, metal, chemical, and micro, component, micro systems under the homeopathic system. So, 90% our system, IO system is depending on the raw material of herbal. We are basically focused on the raw material. So when we talk about the plant raw material, we can divide in two categories. That one is organized and second one is the unorganized. When we use the sample a whole, same as such way that comes under the organized drug, and when we take the material, they are after processing or season that we can say juice, opium, latex, agar, relative, whatever, it comes under the unorganized drug. So, two categories of the plant material. Now the origin of the raw drug is basically three sources we have. That one is that we can cultivation, which we can grow chemicals, and second is the collection from the wild sources of forest. It's the major source of any kind of raw material. And third one is the commerce that all the market, product market, different states have the opening market. We totally depend, mostly we depend on the vital sources and commerce, water market. So the question is, here we discussed about the good agricultural practices and good consumer practices. This is the definition of good agricultural practices that medicinal plant is a cultivation program designed to ensure the optimal yield in terms of the both quality and quantity. Actually, when we go for good agricultural practices, that time we ensure that the quality and the quantity of material is enough, whatever we. And these are the some factors which are included in this. That first one is the site selection, soil and climatic conditions, and seeds and propagation of material, and crop management of cultivation. These all points come under the good agricultural practices. And during the process, we have to ensure that we go through all the points which have their quality. That when we talk about the site selection of soil or climatic conditions, we should aware that where we want to grow a raw material, that should be far away from the roadside, any kind of fertile area, hospital industry. The land should be free from any kind of contamination. And the climate, we should aware that which plant we want to grow, their soil quality and their climatic conditions. Because whenever we want to try cultivate dampers or cultivation with a proper manner, we have first is the site selection, the second one comes under the soil testing. That's some example of the which is commonly used raw material that how this kind of the climate condition and reason is required for them. These are the some examples. Now the seed and propagation material, we mostly grow the material with the seed, but others that involve forms input and diagrams, such as phosphate or soil is also a part of the propagation. These are the also secondary part of the raw material. So these types of knowledge we should have because with help these we can grow enough material without purchasing or without collection. Then crop management for the cultivation is also after soil or seeds. This are the second step that we have to aware that during the crop management we have go by the step process that is comes under this process that maintain moisture, approve weeds, and proper waste management is required in this process. And after that, we come under the good field collection practices. This is the definition of good field collection practices. And therefore, the medicinal plant is harvesting and post-harvest management. Useful to stakeholder dealing with the harvesting, planning, and process of drying, packaging, and storage. In simple word, we can say that when we draw the sample after the drawing, the second step comes in the storage process. That time we go to the good field collection practices. In this, have different points. Key points like site selection, compliance of regulatory requirements, post-harvest management, and packaging and storage necessary and equipment used for the different operational documentation, training, worker health, and report keeping, internal staff assessment. These points come under the good field collection practices. And as you know that our prime mandate is the survey collection also. PCM have also a survey collection. That time we, whenever we try to collect or when we plan to collect the raw material, that time we should aware that where we have to go. First we have a list, tentative list what this kind of plant we want and whatever is the raw material required. That time where is available or where we can collect. That is, so the first step is the planning. That means plant we require and tentative list of the raw material. And that time we select where it is available, so where we can collect or where we can find it. The second is that time also we have to aware that we go to the forest, grassland area, wetland area, whatever area is required. And second is the identification. During this, before the planning of collection, we should aware that what is the morphology and what is their identification. That during, as you know that in the collection team, a taxonomist who is the well known about the morphology of the plant and their identification should be with us in the survey collection team. One taxonomist and field attendant and other person who is the part of the survey team. So with the help of various sheets, with the help of different types of the books, we can ensure that the identification of raw material. It will help us to find the authentic raw material, or it will take less time during the collection. And then harvest and collection management. Harvest material is the right space, right way, and right manner. We should aware because during the collection we see that whatever the plant or material we are collecting, that should be the free from any kind of contamination or any health. We should collect a healthy plant or avoid the animals and species. Always try to be collect 70 or 80% is material from there, not the 100%. Because the remaining will be helpful to propagate for the next season or next generation. And leave in a plant to natural regeneration. After the collection of the raw materials, that post-harvest management is cleaning. This is a very important parameter. During after the collecting of material, we should wash the material in proper way, step by step. Because whenever the material is not washed in the correct water, we have to take the water to be the clean water, and not any contamination is available in the water, and it's well clean. That if the water is not clean, that time the microbial contamination may be grow, and if we not wash the properly, that time the product has to be the enhanced in the process. And next is the drying, and after that storage. Storage is also the important part of the this process. Basically, we are working in the lab. At that time, I think we are not a part of the good agriculture practices, but we all work for the good storage or field collection practices. Most of the time, wherever we collected all the materials, that time we saw that after the collection, our material will be go to the degraded because of the not we are using the proper their storage processes. So we have to aware that the materials should kept away from the wall side or kept in the well dry places, and is kept in the almirah or a proper way, so the contamination not comes under the raw material. These are the some steps of these processes that equipment processes that during the collection we should take these initial tools and maintain proper hygiene. The workers who are involved in this process, they have good health, and proper training or monitoring have to given them time to time. So during the process they will go through the all the step-by-step process, because at the time of collection we have a field book where we all the information we have at that time during. So they have to aware that this type of information they add in their field book, and what is the information required that kept in their documentation. And also that how they keep the material during the collection. So this is the training part of the all persons who is involved in this process. So we go through the step by step of the process which is required for this process, and the training is the must for the all persons who is the part of this survey collection. After that, we come under the quality assessment. That we now we grown the samples, we cultivated the samples, and then we storage the samples. The next step is comes under the quality assessment. These quality assessment we can get with the help of the standards or with the parameters. The standards is that are regulatory standards, and parameters we can say that the in-house parameter which we developed in our lab research organization. These are some basic points which are required for the authentication. We already discussed the identity. We go through with the vertical parameter, which comes under the macro or microscopy, and with the help of PLC or SWC. These two parameters basic requirements for the identity of the any raw material. And then for the purity strength is the part of the chemical testing, which we go further detail. Another one was the presentation next. We will explain about this. And strengthen is with the help of these parameters, we get the strength of the raw materials, and these are some other requirements. But here we can say that microbiology test is the first requirement for the any raw material. Because whenever we start our process or development of the monograph, that time we should go first parameter. Actually, wherever we start our development of the work, that time we just after the collection of raw material or their storage process, washing, drying, and storage process, then we process the distribution of the raw material from the different sections. Because you see that in our pharmacopoeia, basically that first part is divided in the pharmacology, we can say vertical identification, where we see that the macroscopy, microscopy. Then the second is the physicochemical parameter, and third one is the PLC, whatever the required. But the basic is the physicochemical parameter and PLC parameter is the common for each. And whether is we can add or whatever is their requirement of the system. And the last one will be given that as microbiological. But I think the first parameter in the microbiology test is basically first requirement before starting the other standard parameters. So this time we divided the three samples, and the sample is first goes to the vertical section, the second one is the chemistry section, third one is the microbiology section. That microbiology person, when they said that the material is free for any kind of contamination or microbiological contamination, they can start with the other parameters. During this process, macro, micro, or physicochemical and chemical. Now the macroscopy, or already madam discussed yesterday that the morphological study of the raw material with the help of nitrile, or sometimes the material is small that is go through the 3D microscope. And here you see that the basic is the color phase, that we can say the organoleptic features in this parameter. So when we see our pharmacopoeia, where simply we see that if we take the any cell part, or basically all the material is 90% is dry material, which we are using in our ASU system. In homeopathy it's different. I think homeopathy mostly they are using fresh material for the extraction. First material extraction is using their suppression. But ASU system, we are using the dry material. So that is most of the sample whatever we getting, that it comes in the like a small chips forms or small sizes or mixed in crumbled form, and this type of material we are getting for other process. So that time first step is the macroscopy, that is the authentication part, and this one is the cheapest parameter for us. If the sample is more passed in the macroscopy, that go for the other parameter. If the sample is out in the macroscopic parameter, that our remaining work is out. So this one is the cheapest perfect parameter for the any authentication. The second is the microscopy, already detailed is discussed. That in the second is the step is the microscopy. Basically, we are using during the bar. Bar, if the material is bar, or if the material is in the crumbled form, we see that in the crumbled form. That time it's very hard to identify the material, their microscopic features. That time we go through the microscopic study and basically powder scale. Now the quality specification, when we talk about quality specification, that comes also in two categories. That regulatory specification, or that comes under the pharmacopoeia, and non-regulatory is a different kind of research publication, monograph, or bibliography, manuals, whatever is the other than pharmacopoeia. This is the definition of pharmacopoeia. That in simple word we can say that all the parameters or which required parameters comes in under in a monograph form is a part of the pharmacopoeia. In detail, other lecture is also about the pharmacopoeia that we will discuss about what is the pharmacopoeia and what is their part and what is the how can we collect the material for the development of the monograph and inclusion or sometime we can say upgradation of the monograph is also the part of the scientific development. These are our official pharmacopoeia that each country has their one pharmacopoeia, but we are very much rich that we have the five pharmacopoeia. That four is for Ayush and one is for Indian pharmacopoeia. This is the identity pharmacopoeia. And we have the 1 to 10 volume part 1 and 1 to 6 volume for the part 2 and formulation. You can see that the pharmacopoeia, the title is mostly for the Ayurveda, for the Unani, for the Siddha is the same. That basically we divided up that all the parameters like pharmacopoeia title, definition, just 3 to 4 line is the pharmacopoeia where we can see the definition that plant is consists of dried root part, seed, whatever is part is made in that. And this the small specification about the perennial or animal tree or house and where it's found, their distribution. This is the under the definition and then synonym that other name of the material. And regional language name in different 16 to 18 regional names given in our pharmacopoeia and the structure that three parameters macro, micro and powder comes under this. And next one the for identity, purity and extension these four foreign matter total as is soluble or ethanol water is given in this and this layer chromatography and constituent. Basically, the difference comes under the properties and the action. Is different for the on the system that I given very different system is different and their formation and scientific uses or doses. So we can say that all the technical part or laboratory part is same for all the pharmacopoeia and other is the differ as per their practice. This is the set of pharmacopoeia. We have the part 1, one, 2 volume we have. So, this is the Unani pharmacopoeia. At present we have the 7 volume, 1 to 7 volume to part 1 and for the part 2 we have the 4 volume. This is the homeopathic pharmacopoeia that we have 1 to 10 volume. This homeopathic pharmacopoeia is little bit different than Ayurveda Siddha Unani pharmacopoeia. Because in Ayurveda Siddha Unani we have the title of the plant, the title of the monograph is as per their textbook, their authentic book that whatever the under their system is given and here is the title is the article is given in the homeopathic pharmacopoeia and stands a word of the application is given in the title of the pharmacopoeia and little bit difference is also found in the their what we call common discussion. But nowadays we are working on the one standard that in this process we are trying to similarity for the all basically for the what we can chemical microbiological parameters in this process. So in upcoming pharmacopoeia maybe we will try to same that. This is the Indian pharmacopoeia. There is also 170 number monograph is available. So other pharmacopoeia is also available. This is our supporting pharmacopoeia. This is not regulatory, but this is a good book for supporting during can be used during the practical process of laboratory. This is a tutorial. This is the we have part one, only one, and five for the efficiency, and for macro and macroscopy, we have part one, only one, and three. Now you see this picture that here one subject is confused that this is comes under which cell, that is the chicken or which cell. This type of the confusion we mostly counter that we when we doing our lab work. That is sometimes we receive the sample for that authentication, and mostly in the lab we are issuing the sample with the coding for the analysis. For them, week is lead, system is system. They don't know that what is this. So when we don't know the about the material, so confusion is remaining same. For this, we have a reference standard. Reference is basic requirement for the any laboratory. And this is the definition. Reference standard is the primary reference substances that has the appropriate quality within the specified context and in the accepted without assessing comparison with the other. And here we discussed about the particle reference standard. The particle reference standard assists in the confirming the identity and plant drug used by the industry or the for the regulatory authority. Actually, with the we can say the particle, when we talk about the reference standard, it means the standard which is fully authenticated, has fully documented, and is ready for the any kind of identification or comparison. And this one is goes for the all parameters. This one is whether we are using a pharmacopoeia or more than this. This is the process of the development of the reference standard or particle reference standard. That is, first we collect the material. Procurement of the source material, it may be the wine, it may be the market sample, it may be the circulated sample. And then go to the regulatory parameter or in-house parameter, whatever we have, that parameter is applying on the material. And then the sample analysis by the laboratory and evaluation of the result and approval and certification by the competent authority. That when we first collect the sample, that the surety starts from the first step. If we collected the sample, well identified taxonomist person, that one consider is gone extinct. That time in the proper way we collect it, in proper way we store it, and that time the proper way issuing and proper way of the testing. That is, if the result is developed, that is verified by the expert, a person who is the master of this part. So authenticated by the competent authority. Then after all process, the material should be containing in storage or they are enlarging or filling of the vial, and then ready for the distribution. Means we are supplying, we are with the help of the reference material, we can develop our working standard also. Because when we this is a very much costly or we can just for the important times, but with the help of this we can develop our working standard also that we are easily can use so that everyone can use this. In the level, these points should be kept on the labeling, that direction of the storage is kept in a proper place, that materials name, their catalog number, date of the packaging, of the quantity, and address of the institute is given on the label. This is the speed of the particular standard. It may be different, not the same, just for idea I just kept here that our unique ID code is given to the material that in the report, in the material sheet, in the field book, and in the material, it's the unique ID we give that is easy to trace the material. So, first step to last step. And then a pharmacopoeia name or vertical name, whatever is required for your area that can be, or there's vertical name, family, morphology of the elastic micro, These are the some parameters which we can include in the any BRS certificate. So this means that if we are ensured with all the parameters, stability parameters or quality parameters that are literally we shine. On this side is the representation of the critical material or their uniqueness. Actually, हम लोग जैसे स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस हम लोगों का ना तो इसको देखा है तो विद द हेल्प गुड एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिस इसका हमारा WHO में भी अच्छा सा प्रोटोकॉल है उसका और एनएचपीसी भी उसके लिए नेशनल मेडिसिन प्लांट बोर्ड के लिए वर्क करती है टाइम टू टाइम एनफोर्समेंट होना जरूरी होता है वी आर वर्किंग इन द लैब that time we don't require any kind of the collection or sometimes we not require the actually we are developing the parameters or pharmacopoeia that time it's mandate for us to collection process but storage or testing के time जैसे आप लोग we are working in the lab that time some material is received that time it's not मतलब कह सकते हैं कि it's hard to maintain the BRS accuracy but little bit थोड़ा थोड़ा 8-10 जो रिक्वायरमेंट सैंपल्स हमारे पास आते हैं उनका हम लोग एक रिपोजिटरी तैयार कर सकते हैं दैट विल बी इजी मतलब कभी कभी क्या होता है कि जो रॉ मटेरियल हम लोगों को मिलता है तो हर एक मटेरियल का हमको मॉर्फोलॉजी एट ए टाइम पे याद नहीं रहेगा ना तो लेकिन जब कंपैरिजन करना है तो एक मटेरियल अपना लेके आया और दूसरे से मैच किया बहुत हद तक जो सिमिलरिटी होती है वहाँ से ही क्लियर हो जाता है दैट at present we are working for the authentication as you know that we have the two project given by the NCB that water development RIDL हम लोग इसका visit किया हुआ म्यूजियम तो हम लोगों को उन लोगों ने इस तरह के डिफरेंट हम लोगों ने प्रोजेक्ट किया है तो हम लोगों का जो है जेनेटिक रीजन का हमको मिला है NCB के थ्रू तो इट्स कवर्स यूपी वेस्ट बंगाल एंड बिहार तो इस तरह से और किसी जो दूसरे अदर हैं उनको जैसे NIA को भी दिया है नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ आयुर्वेद जयपुर के लिए भी है इसी तरह एक यूनिवर्सिटी का सैंपल के लिए अन्या में भी है और इन लोगों का जो मेल है वो एक झांसी में है तो सबका मेल हम लोगों को सबको नीचे रिपोर्ट करने तो यूनिवर्सिटी का बेसिक पर्पस यही है कि जब मटेरियल ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए आए तो आपके पास एक डेटा रहे कि आप लोग कंपैरिजन कर सके और ऑथेंटिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जैसे इंडस्ट्री का अगर हम बात करते हैं तो वहाँ पे तो कोई इशू है कि एक्चुअल रॉ मटेरियल को कोई पार्ट अगर रिक्वायर्ड लीक तो उसमें ही यूज होता है पूरा तो इतना हैवी नहीं लेकिन एनफोर्समेंट के लिए या अवेयरनेस के लिए टाइम टू टाइम हम लोग थोड़ा अवेयरनेस होगा तो नेचुरली कि टाइम लगेगा लेकिन प्रोसेस होगा तो it's a part of the development of the molecule. So start with the raw material. If we have the good raw material, authenticate raw material, we have the working reference standard, we have the working reference standard. That time the consumer is free. मतलब हमको वहीं पे सारा प्रॉब्लम खत्म हो जाता है, शॉर्ट हो जाता है और it's very hard for the working reference standard कि क्या होता है कि उसकी लाइफ लाइफ बहुत कम है तो टाइम टू टाइम हमें रिप्लेस भी करना होता है और अगर रिप्लेस नहीं करते हैं तो रेफरेंस के लिए वी कैन कन्वर्ट इन द म्यूजियम सैंपल विद द नैपथलीन बोल और फिल्टर ताकि इसको रख के मतलब हमको वो BRS में नहीं होगा लेकिन ये है कि म्यूजियम सैंपल रहेगा मॉर्फोलॉजी के लिए तो इजी है अदर टेस्टिंग हम नहीं कर पाएंगे क्योंकि बॉडी में ज़्यादा चेंजेस नहीं होता है बॉटिकल में तो अगर हम पुराना सैंपल करते हैं जरा कमी करते हैं तो कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है और अगर सेल्फ लाइफ भी हमको उसका टाइम टू टाइम चेक करना है तो उसको केमिकल पैरामीटर के थ्रू तो उसका हम लोग एक रिपोर्ट बना सकते हैं कि दिस सैंपल इज यूज केमिकल फर्दर प्रोसेस तो दीज आर द स्टेप्स इस कंप्यूटर का तो आपको तो विजिट एक्चुअली दैट मतलब प्रेजेंट टाइम में ये बहुत मतलब वैसे तो देखा जाए तो बहुत हाई फाई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है हम लोग ग्रेजुएशन से सेक्शन कटिंग और स्टडी ऑफ एनाटॉमी करते हैं सबका हम लोग का एक्चुअली बॉटनी में हम लोग का तो कॉमन है फार्मेसी में भी एक छोटा पार्ट है क्योंकि आजकल एमपार फार्मेसी में जो लोग हैं वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट की तरफ ज़्यादा फोकस है क्योंकि वो ज्यादा ठीक अच्छा लगता है मतलब करने में, ये बहुत टिपिकल नहीं आ रहा है। मतलब आपको बहुत पेशेंस होना चाहिए कि सेक्शन कटिंग करना, उसका स्टडी करना थोड़ा बोरिंग भी होता है। और अभी तो हम लोग फेस भी करते हैं, जब हम लोग रिक्रूटमेंट करते हैं हमें मिलते ही नहीं है जल्दी ना बच्चे या कोई भी इंटरेस्टेड नहीं होता उसमें। तो ज्यादातर इंटरेस्टेड होता है कि एचपीएलसी रन करना है, आईसीपीएस करना है, इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन करना है। और इसमें क्या है कि आप सेक्शन कटिंग इज बोरिंग थिंग एंड ऑब्जर्विंग द नॉट ऐसा है। लेकिन इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इन दिस प्रोसेस। तो और इतना हम लोग रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, लेकिन पहला जो स्टेप आता है लोग का आता है वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन चाहिए। एनी रिसर्च को स्टार्ट विद द आइडेंटिफिकेशन। Nowadays, all the research scholars is studying their material for the identification. So, still it's the important part of the development of the model.
मैं मैम अगर कोई न्यू प्लांट किसी जैसे मिल गई, किसी जीनस की अलग वैरायटी स्पीसीज मिल गई, तो कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं कि इसको एपीआई में रखेंगे, आईपी में रखेंगे, उसको मोनोग्राफ तैयार करने के लिए?
देखिए एपीआई और फार्माकोपिया का चार्ट होता है वो तो आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर ही आपको बताएंगे, क्योंकि हम लोगों का जो सिस्टम है वो क्लासिकल सिस्टम है। पहले ही जो हमारे क्लासिकल जो बुक्स हैं जो शेड्यूल बुक्स में है हम लोग के, तो वहीं से डिसाइड होता है। और एक आपने इनिशियल ड्रग लिस्ट का भी नाम सुना होगा, वहीं डिसाइड होता है कि किस ड्रग पे काम होता है। अभी तो 90% काम हम लोग का हो चुका है, वो रिपीटेडली की वर्क है या आप क्या होता है अपग्रेडेशन होता है, क्योंकि जो पहले समय में बना है आपके पास न्यू ड्रग्स की तो रिसर्च वर्क हो गया। लेकिन जो हमारा आयुर्वेदिक और हमारा सिस्टम में क्लासिकल सिस्टम पुराने ही सिस्टम पर है, तो वो वहीं से सिलेक्शन होता है। और अगर हम लोगों की हम बात करें तो हम लोगों ने आपको ऑलरेडी हमारी कमेटीज हैं, आयुर्वेदा फार्माकोपिया कमेटी डायरेक्टर का प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ था हम लोग का, या फिर आप लोगों ने बड़ी वीडियो भी देखा होगा, तो डिफरेंट कमेटीज हैं हम लोगों की आयुर्वेदा सिद्धा यूनानी के लिए। तो सब कमेटीज हैं, तो और इन दिस कमेटीज डॉक्टर्स इज अवेलेबल फॉर द सिस्टम रिलेटेड और साइंटिस्ट also and industry person is also there. So the demand will raise for the requirement. ऐसा नहीं कि अब ऐसे इसको देखा जाए तो वर्टिकल तो डेवलपमेंट है या रिसर्च वर्क है, एनडीआरआई और अदर बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूट जो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हम लोग फोकस है क्लासिकल सिस्टम पे। तो वहीं से हमारा नया कुछ भी नहीं है, सब क्लासिकल बुक का ही है, वहीं से ही होता है, वहीं से एक पीडीएफ की लिस्ट बनती है जो डेवलपमेंट पर जिसमें हमें काम करना है।
मैम इसमें इनोवेशन को कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं? जैसे मतलब है कि डेड वुड ऑफ लिविंग की जैसे कंडीशन है, आपको इतने में ही रहना है, कोई नया प्लांट में इसके बारे में आपको ज़्यादा कर नहीं सकते। उसमें प्रॉब्लम यही आ रही है कि बोलते हैं कि एपीआई का रेफरेंस क्या है, सॉरी कुछ भी जैसे हम लोग कोई रेफरेंस देते नया प्लांट या कुछ का, तो बोलते हैं इसका रेफरेंस एपीआई में लेकर आओ, किसी भी प्रपोजल है किसी भी चीज में केमिस्ट्री के बेसिस में केमिस्ट्री।
तो ये तो यहाँ पर क्लासिकल की बात हो रही, तो ऐसे में पैटर्न एंड प्रोप्राइटरी में भी बहुत सारे मेडिसिन से जो डेवलपमेंट हो रही है, उसके लिए फिर उनका पूरा ये फार्माकोलॉजी का जो पूरा पैरामीटर है, सेफ्टी एफिकेसी का सब करके उसके बाद प्रोसेस वो तो ऐसा नहीं कि डेवलपमेंट नहीं है, वो तो है। लेकिन अगर आप यहाँ आयुष की बात कर रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे तो फिर अच्छा लिटरली अगर वैसे तो नया डेवलपमेंट की हम बात करते हैं, लेकिन हमारे जो स्किल डेवलपमेंट है उसमें हम कितना अपने जो दिए हुए हैं कितने लोगों के पास फार्माकोपिया हम कितना उसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं, कम से कम उतना ही सुधार हो जाए। तो मैं तो इतना ही मानती हूँ, कितना भी हो जाए तो नया डेवलपमेंट को वो अलग प्रोसेस है ही। जब आविष्कार होता है तो कोई रोकता नहीं उसको, वो जब लगता है कि कोई चीज आपने बेटर किया है, देखिए पहला तो 4 साल का रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन ही है, जो वहाँ पर आपको उस चीज को सपोर्ट मिलता है, एनएस होता है, तो फिर आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। हाँ अगर आप इस सिस्टम में काम कर रहे हैं और आप किसी ड्रग के लिए काम कर रहे हैं तो आपको फार्माकोपिया को फॉलो करना ही पड़ेगा।
Ma'am, any difference in the explanation of the mineral or metal business? Whatever the step you are told, is related to the plant.
अभी जो केमिस्ट्री पर्सन है वो लोग आपको लोकल मिनरल मेटल पार्ट में 1 है, लोकल मिनरल मेटल का एक्सक्लूसिवली फॉर द मिनरल मेटल 21 उसमें है और एक 9 फॉर पैन कॉलिंग है, तो पब्लिकेशन है हम लोगों के मिनरल मेटल पे। तो उसका पूरा जो प्रोटोकॉल है या उसका फार्माकोपिया स्टैंडर्ड उसमें दिए हुए हैं, वो डिफरेंट है।
Yes, plant में different ही होगा.
तो नेक्स्ट अपकमिंग जो हमारा सेशन होगा उसमें मिनरल और मेटल का भी डिफरेंस होगा, क्योंकि मैं उसको ज्यादा अच्छे से नहीं बता पाऊंगी।
Okay.
सिक्स तक तो श्योर है कि प्लान हो जाएंगे। 7 नहीं 8
Now, this is regarding the good collection practice. I will also mention lot of the points regarding how to collect that. Can you incorporate in your collection law? Because you have set some your standards, like as already know, I will discuss one of the
सर एक्चुअली फार्माकोपिया तो देखिए कि तो प्रोसेस है आपका कलेक्शन का है हम लोग का रेगुलेटरी पैरामीटर है इसका पार्ट नहीं है लेकिन जब हम अगर आप देखेंगे फार्माकोपिया में उसको जो मैंने कहा था ना कि कलेक्शन के बाद रेगुलेटरी पैरामीटर आ रहा है मतलब टेस्टिंग रहेगा जब हम कलेक्शन हो गया और उसके बाद हम लोगों ने प्रैक्टिकल प्रोसेस स्टार्ट किया उसका रिकॉर्ड है ये और इस फील्ड के लिए अदर जो इंस्टीट्यूट हैं वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं लेकिन क्योंकि हम लोग इसका पार्ट है क्योंकि हमें डेवलपमेंट करना है तो हमको रॉ मटेरियल का ध्यान रखना है तो ये हम लोग का एक बेसिक पार्ट है उसके लिए हमें अवेयरनेस होनी चाहिए और मैं यहाँ इसलिए एक्सप्लेन कर रही हूँ कि हम सबको ज़्यादा नहीं तो थोड़ा बहुत पता होना चाहिए कि हम लोगों को जो मटेरियल मिला वो किस कंडीशन में है और हम जब अपना वर्क स्टार्ट करें तो बेकार में अपना मेहनत न करें पहले हम माइक्रोबायोलॉजी कर लें देखते पास है ठीक है तब हम उसका स्टार्ट करें इसका पार्ट नहीं है पार्ट है
In Ayurveda, some plants they grow, you have to collect in particular season. That in the morning or evening or in the sunlight they grow. And then following the
फूड एग्रीकल्चर का तो देखिए पार्ट है ही फॉलो करना है वो ऐसे तो हमारे सिस्टम में बहुत कुछ लिखा है किसी को प्लांट को तोड़ने की वजह से मतलब हमारी सिस्टम है अगर कहा जाए तो क्लासिकल सिस्टम है वो तो मतलब एक तरह से वर्शिप की तरह है मतलब उनको जितना भी हम विश्वास और जितने भी हम रिजल्ट के साथ करते हैं तो भी उनका खुद होता है प्लांट को टच करने से पहले भी आपको पूजा करनी है बिना रिक्वायरमेंट को टच भी नहीं करना है जरूरत से ज्यादा लेना भी नहीं है you can say that our system starts with a kitchen system to इतना बड़ा एनवायरनमेंट हुआ है लेकिन अब जब जरूरत और रिक्वायरमेंट इतनी है तो उसको तो मैं नहीं मान सकती क्योंकि अगर हम मान लीजिए हम ही लोग अगर कुछ बिजनेस करते हैं या अपने किचन में कोई काम करते हैं जब हमको जब कोई चीज बढ़ा के देना है तो हम क्या सोचते हैं कि नहीं हम सबको इक्वली नहीं उसमें हम लोग भी कुछ ऐड हम नहीं है तो आप ये तो इंडस्ट्री जाने और मतलब कैंपस में सारे जो इंस्पेक्टर हैं जो लोग ये लोग करते हैं वो लोग जाते हैं ये कहाँ तक वो लोग जा रहे हैं
इसमें क्या है कि गुड कलेक्शन पैकेज जो है प्रैक्टिकल पे क्या होता है ना अगर कुछ आपको फ्लावर चाहिए तो यहाँ पे वेट कर रहे हैं तो लेकिन जब आपको बुक चाहिए बात चाहिए वो सीजन के लिए नहीं वेट करते हैं
तो सर देखिए ना अभी इसीलिए क्या है बड़ी इंडस्ट्री है वो इनफ है मतलब अपने आप को सब चीजों को मैनेज कर सकती है और जो डाबर हुई या हिमालय इस तरह की जो बड़ी बड़ी इंडस्ट्री है मार्केट में जो कोई क्वालिटी है क्योंकि मार्केट में ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम भी आप देख रहे हैं रॉ मटेरियल अगर मार्केट में जाकर मार्केट सर्वे करेंगे तो वहाँ भी ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम है हम लोग तो अपना सेल्फ परचेज करते हैं किसी चीज को चीज के लिए तो ब्रांड भी है हर एक ब्रांड का है आप उससे जो चीज ब्रांडेड है और जो चीज वाकई में फॉलो कर रही है तो उसकी अभी हम लोग क्यों ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग के ऊपर जाते हैं क्यों थोड़ा पैसा एक्स्ट्रा देकर चीजों को सही कलेक्ट करना चाहते हैं तो इसका पार्ट होता है कि अगर आपको बने रहना है तो आपको बनाए रहना है
Conclude this lecture then on. So we will take this small break. After that we are having another lecture. The phytochemistry and the quality control and quality assessment of traditional medicine by Dr. S.P. Verma, Secretary Standardization of Medicine. So your matter is very important in this lecture.
Thank you.
Team is